Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today it says Craftsman. Barely see it. And I don't think it was ever used. Well, I say that. It's got like a dent in the back right here. But the face, the edging, it's never been sharpened. It's just black, painted black, and it had white letters. I bought this for, I think, 10 bucks. Anyways, it's about a 30, hang on, let me see how long it is. 27 inches long from tip. Anyways, I'm just gonna sand it down. I'm gonna wire wheel, and then this was painted, it looks like painted black. I'm gonna clean it up, get that ding out of it, and I think I'm just gonna blue this. I'm gonna try to blue it and just linseed. What I'm gonna do to this, once I get it sanded, I'm gonna linseed oil it every day after work for a few weeks, a couple weeks, and then once a week until I can get it oiled. And I think I'm gonna, the head, it's not loose, it's real tight, being as dry as it is. I'm surprised. And then after I get it good and swole up with the linseed oil, I am gonna go ahead and drive a metal shim in it. I don't know what you call it. I call them metal shims. Wedge, okay, metal wedge. But I'm gonna sand on a little bit, see if I can get this wood to come back and make it look good. I think I can. It's just got the old varnish on it. It's real bad. So we'll see what we come up with. I just want to show, I tried the sand. It's got varnish on it. It's got an old varnish. Probably a lacquer because it's curling up. So I'm going to scrape it first and then come back and lightly sand it. Scrape it with a knife. Just play with it a little bit. See if I can't make this thing look good again. And I like this size. This is a good size. Anyways, I'll be back. All right. So, looks good. It's a blonde colored wood now. I don't know, sanded it down real good. It's got a couple of damage. Yeah, I sanded that down a little bit there, and there's a little, it's like a knot or I don't know, just a nick there maybe. Sanded it down pretty good, and I'm gonna linseed oil it. But before I linseed oil, I wanna run this over the wire wheel, which, let's do that right now. Show you what I'm doing. Oh! Alright guys, I am going to do a little bit of work on this. It's weird that there's damage, little nicks on this and none on the face of it, on the blade. Actually, the blade is kind of sharp. I nicked myself with it earlier. But I know back in the day, a lot of ranchers and farmers around here used to keep an axe in the back of their pickup trucks, kind of like carrying a 22 in your back window on a gun rack. Everybody had an axe. You know, a couple old hunters that used to run around with axes all the time. Coon hunters and stuff. They'd get a raccoon up in a tree, and then they would couldn't get it down. They'd cut the tree, or at least get it scared enough to where it come down. But anyways, clean this up a little bit. That nick, man, they dropped it right there. Now I'm definitely going to blue it. That's my plan now. I'm just going to blue this thing. It was painted black. There was black paint on the underside, pretty much everywhere. Take some of these edges off, these nicks, just make it look better. Actually, this is going to look nicer than I thought I wanted it. Alright, I'll finish this up and show you what I come up with. Yeah, I was going to stain this thing, but I think all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to soak it with linseed oil and let it soak for days. I'll just keep coming back every day and just keep soaking it. I didn't realize it's called a Boys Scout hatchet or an axe. Boys Camp axe. Boys Camp. Vintage. Everything says vintage. It's 2 1/4. I'm just going to keep, probably what I need to do is I need to make me a bath out of some PVC pipe. Probably get a piece of 3-inch PVC and just get me some linseed oil and just soak, and just so that way I could stick the neck of these down inside them. Just soak it. The handles actually turned out really nice. Rag's getting wet now. I wonder if I can put this in a Ziploc bag and just do it that way. Hang on. I want to soak it good. Maybe let this sit for a few hours, come back and clean. I want to blue the head before, so it doesn't flash rust or something on me. Ooh, that's wet now. I wonder if I can get some on the... I definitely got to put this stuff in a squirt can. Alright, let's let this soak for a few hours and I'll come back. I'll clean the blade. It says 2 1/4 and has an M on it. And the Craftsman, all the other ones says registered trademark below it, but part of the stamping looks like it's missing on this one. Take it to a friend of mine who owns Ace True Value in town. He sells Craftsman stuff. See what he thinks. Alright. Be back. All right, this is that Craftsman. It's been a few days, man. the linseed oil. I hope the camera does justice. It took it, I've been soaking this now for 3 days and just soaking it every day. It has turned out awesome. I mean, this is the sanding. I'm glad I sanded it, and it did a really, really good job of absorbing that linseed oil. I'm gonna clean the head off. I'm just gonna give it a quick bluing. I could probably leave all the linseed oil on the head, but clean it up a little bit. You can use denatured alcohol, but personally, I like my carburetor cleaner. That's what I keep on the table. That's what I got, so you can use what you want. I've said it before, if you find something you like using, use it. You know, you can, if somebody recommends you something else, try it if you want to, but I don't know, this is what I do. Wow, it's turning black. I'm gonna have to set it. It's the head. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's moving just a little bit. So I'm gonna reset. There's the biggest metal shim I've ever seen on an axe. So I'm gonna soak it. Before I set it again, I will, I think I'm going to soak it for the rest of the week. Keep soaking this in linseed oil. Oh yeah. And keep wiping it off until I get no more black. This part was dirty. Top of it was dirty. Oh yeah, that's better. All right. Okay, let's give it a coat of, I really need to get something big like this. I need, like Big Life said, I need some cotton balls. But I don't have any, so. I'm using this. I don't think this thing here will see much use. One, I don't cut a lot of wood to burn. I use a lot of wood to cook with. I cook outside, so this will see a lot of use taking a piece of limbs apart. I think this ought to turn out nice little blue. I don't even know if I'll post it. Yeah, I'll post it. I hate doing something and not posting. Somebody might get something out of it, even if it's a mistake I've made. Somebody might see that don't do what I do. This will turn out nice, I think. To rinse it, here's the problem. I don't want to submerge this in water. So probably what I'm going to do is get a towel and just rinse it with the towel to get the bluing off. Yeah, that'd probably be the best way to do it, because I don't want to soak this wood. I'm just now getting the linseed oil soaked in this wood. It's real smooth now. There's a fiber, and I want to soak the head more. What I might do, I might clean this off, wait a day or so, and then go get another thing of linseed oil and set this in a small bucket and submerge it upside down, just so I can soak this in before I set it real good. I might do that. All right, let's go rinse this off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what the steel wool gives us on this. Oh yeah, looks better than it did. See the discolorations? Now look at the discolorations. Kind of blend together. Looks good. I think what I'm going to do is clean it off. Go ahead and give it another coat. One more coat. carburetor cleaner, I mean, works, for me it works just like the denatured alcohol. I guess somebody out there is going to argue that, but works for me. Check that out. That's just one coat. So let's do this again. One of these days when I go back to Walmart, I'll remember and buy some cotton balls. I don't know about you guys, but when I go into the store, I only go for what I need. Sometimes I'm in a hurry to get out of there. I go to our Walmart early in the morning so that I don't have to deal with all the scumbags that come in after 10:30. They finally wake up and get around. Definitely don't go in the evening. Jeez. I like going in the evening though. I hate to say it, dumbass people make me look good all day long. And in the evening, oh my God. Well, I don't think 2 coats of this stuff is okay. I actually think the first coat's best. 1 coat will suffice. We'll let this sit. It says for 30 seconds. I usually let it sit for a minute and then I take it out. And took it outside and I set it across some 5-gallon buckets and used the wet rag to wash it off because I didn't want to soak the wood. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, second coat, rinsed off. Now, steel wool it. And I think it did darken it. I really need to figure out a way to, I guess I could put steel wool on a drill pad. Probably easier doing it by hand. Show you some of the discolorations. It blends together. I don't know if you can see the shine, but it really does make it look good. And you can see the original mill marks, the, I don't know, serrations. And then you can see some of the nicks where they beat on it. And it's these little indentations, most of that is factory. Huh. Anyways, I like it. It's my axe. All right, I'm gonna try a little 3-in-1 oil to see if that makes a little difference. Let's wipe this off. Took some of the color out because there's the color right there. See if it see a difference from that side. Tell you the truth, I don't like the oil. This is the side that I didn't oil with the steel wool. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I won't do that again. Well, that sucked. Let me get another clean piece of steel wool. Well, I tried it. I don't like it. I tried it on another piece the other day, but yeah, let's just dry buff it. Sorry guys, I tried it. Yeah, this side's better. No oil. Yeah, it took some of the color off. It took some of the shininess off. Oh well, I tried it. Throw that piece of steel wool away. I don't want to save that. Yeah, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it took some of the oil took some of the stain off. It's all right. All right, let's just call this project done. Craftsman 2 1/4. It's got an M stamped underneath it. I bet that's manufacturing code. Handle was dried out so bad. That linseed oil, soaking it a couple times a day for the last 3 days. Man, this thing is beautiful. I've got an old, I don't know what kind of syringe it is. It's a syringe without a needle. I think instead of soaking this, I'm gonna stand it up and I'm gonna squirt linseed oil and let it set on top of this, and then I'm just gonna sink. That's the biggest steel wedge on any axe I've ever seen. So I'm just gonna reset it. It has a little bit of play. Well, now it don't. Yeah, it don't have play now. I guess it's swollen up a little bit. The linseed oil helps quite a bit. I wonder if I can get a bigger picture of this. It's 30, no, almost 28 inches. See if we can get a, almost 28 inches. So good little hatchet. Or I say hatchet, it's actually considered an axe. But don't know the age. I venture to say with the double line, say late 70s to late 80s. Good quality. I mean, and it looks, the blade end, I'll show you guys. You'll look at that and you'll think, well, somebody's tried to sharpen it. Believe it or not, I have seen that before. That's from factory. It's not that somebody did anything, that's just their quality at the time wasn't that good. So the quality steel's probably there, but when they were grinding these, you know, somebody on the line probably had a bad day and didn't care and just run it through. But I don't care. It's mine. Guys, I don't know if this video, all my videos are long, I don't care. If you like it, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you don't, tell me why you don't. What would you have done? Probably look good if it was polished, but I kind of like the bluing. Just, I know this will be protected. This one, I'm gonna take the big axe out of my truck and I'm gonna put this in my truck. Just because this one will fit up against the seat and right by the seat belt, this will be a perfect spot. It'll sit right there. And the reason I carry one, like I've said before, I have rescued somebody with one, and this is a tool. Not only is it a tool, but it's a rescue tool. You can use it as a rescue tool. These are nice to have, especially if you do a lot of driving on the road and if you go a lot of different places. You'll be surprised. Something like this comes in pretty handy. I've actually used my big axe in my truck. I've used it. We had a 60-ton chiller come in one time, and that thing was packaged in 4x4, 6x6s, and big old slats, and we used that axe pretty much to tear that pallet and that box apart so we could get the chiller open. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, enough of my talking. You guys, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe if you like. If you don't, well, you don't. I find old tools, restore them, bring them back to usable condition. My tools are not art form, artwork. They are usable. I make money with tools. It is my living. Tools for me make me money or save me money. That simple, nothing else. All right, guys, have a good day.